Hi, it's Nicole. Today, Lisa over at Life and Layouts and I are diving back in to Creating with Collections Volume 5. This was intended to be a year-long scrapbook challenge. However, life kind of gets in the way, work gets in the way, lots of things. Now, I am using a favorite free sketch from SCT Magazine, and I have dropped a sample up here in the upper left. I don't know why I had yet to do this before. Usually I drop a screenshot of the sketch into Photoshop, kind of play around with my photos, drag and drop them into a blank 12 by 24 to make sure that they're going to fit, especially if I am essentially modifying a sketch to include a lot more photos, in this case, a whole extra row. One of Lisa's recent videos, she shared where she was literally dropping those photos onto the sketch image, and I was like, genius. I was 90% there, had not connected the dots, and so a big thank you to her for that. I don't make it perfect. I don't actually make the photos like the super correct size. It's really just a visual representation for me to figure out if the modification that I think I'm going to do is going to work. And then I like to do it when I'm doing double pages with a lot of photos, because it helps me figure out which photos I've already picked, prominent photos I want larger, which ones have I printed. I kind of use it as like a working file in a sense. As a reminder, this is volume 5, so this is the 5th time that I personally have run through this weird challenge that I came up with. It seems to be a viewer favorite on my channel, and I think it's because there are many people like myself who find satisfaction in watching crafters kind of use up supplies and find unique ways to use them. So with Creating with Collections, I have learned a lot through the prior 4 versions of this. I have to maintain a balance of using things that I love and also intentionally not ignoring the things that I don't love, because that's going to paint myself into a corner. If I use all of my favorites first, I'm going to be left with a kit full of product that is essentially just things that I either struggle with for the style of the product, or it's patterns that I don't love, I find difficult to work with, that type of thing. So I try to make sure that as I'm working through this kit, I'm finding that balance of using things that I love and then also trying to find ways to use some of the pieces that are either challenging to me or wouldn't be the first thing that I would normally reach for. Now, I showed a screenshot of this sketch, and I have mentioned that I've used this before. I will put in the eye above a link to a video that I did with Simple Stories Front Porch. I love that layout. One of the reasons that I love this sketch is it gives you this really long section across 24 inches to essentially use up a ton of product. Make a scene, go crazy, use as much or as little as you want to. So along with trying to find a balance between the supplies and stuff, I also try to intentionally pick sketches that are going to work with like where my mind is at with Creating with Collections. I know that I have a ton of die cuts. So I thought, let's go ahead and use this sketch that I have used in the past. I have enjoyed it, and I have been able to use a ton of product on this. And if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that not only do I love scene building, but I can cram a lot of stuff into a scene and still make it be cute. Like, if I'm going to have any kind of superpower, it's probably going to be that. Today, not so much. But in the end, it's going to be okay. And when we get to the embellishing part, I'm going to kind of touch on where I think the deviation happened and whatnot. Now, these 3x4 cut apart cards are what I would say are on the other side of that kind of balance. I don't love them because I feel like they're in that category where things start to get too wordy So I am using them intentionally to be like a layering piece. Because these are 3x4, I could have used them behind like a 2.5 by 3.5 inch photo. None of my photos in this instance fell to where they would be matted on them. So I'm using them as ways to break up all of the photos on these 2 rows, bring in some methods of embellishing, and I'm just going to cover up the words. So like the Happy Holidays one is rotated the wrong orientation. I'm not worried because I'm going to cover it up. And I'm probably going to use the majority of those 3x4 cut aparts in this method. I don't remember at the time that I'm doing the video what the pattern is on the back side, but it's not my favorite. I knew kind of immediately that it would be rare if I pulled it. But it would be easier for me to use the 3x4 cut apart side in applications like this where I'm basically using the borders. So like the Happy Holidays one has the same pattern as the hollies that I've used at the top and bottom of my layout. So putting it in the middle helps with the coordination of those patterns. The Merry Christmas with the tree. Again, I'm ignoring the stuff that's going on in the middle and I'm just looking at the border, and I felt like the green kind of broke up a lot of the pink and red that I've got going on. And then the one at the bottom is pulling in that pink, which I only have a small piece at the top. And then I've got some pink polka dot that I'm using to fill in the photo grid at the bottom corner. I was a little sad that pink linen petite print. That's it. I have no more. There might be a couple tiny pieces that maybe I can get some tiny hearts from. But I had like a maybe 1.25 inch strip of it. So I just freehand drew that wavy line to cut it and kind of mimic the wavy line that you see on the sketch. And ultimately it just added that pink color and helps things match and coordinate to my eye and my personal style. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. That's why I love this challenge, because not only do I find out things about my personal style when I run through it, but whenever a collaborator wants to do it, and in this case it's Lisa, I get to watch them really learn what they like and what they don't like. I think we're both still in the phase of this kit where there's still a lot of things to pick from. There's still a lot of ways to lean into favorites. I think in the next probably 4 to 5 layouts is where it's going to start getting creatively challenging. And that's kind of where creatively I tend to take off a little bit and I start to look at things a little bit differently, and I start to modify die cuts and just kind of have fun. I'm still sort of in that, I don't like this. How can I use this? I'll figure it out another day. So while I was off on that tangent, I got all of my photos down. I've started figuring out how I'm going to cover up those cards. I've tucked my extra photos up in the top, used more of those cut apart tags behind them to kind of create some layering. And this is when I start pulling stuff out and I'm thinking I can get some of these big die cuts used up in this scene. The problem that I was running into is a lot of these die cuts are the same size. Not only are they large, but they're just the same size. And with me, I like to change up the sizes. And I'm pretty sure when I was doing this, I was actually on a video call with Lisa, and she was like, well, that's why you should have gotten the icon stickers. I don't love the icon stickers. I used them for Hey Pumpkin, and that was kind of when I decided, I like them. They're okay. But if I'm going to have 3 full die cut packs for my style, I'm just like, the stickers are too much. At that point, there's too much product. I'm very overwhelmed. So what I end up doing is just slightly pivoting with my scene. I'm going to put some of these large icons and kind of space them out across the top. And then instead of having that like full fluffy edge to edge scene, I'm going to have it be a little bit wider spaced, more scattery, sprinkly type of style, if that makes any sense. It makes sense to my brain. This is going to allow me to kind of find some medium-sized pieces to sprinkle in and not use up everything that I have. I'm still very much in the phase of this kit where I have some small elements like the candies and the lights and the snowflakes and stuff. I am very much still kind of hoarding them. I'm using them sparingly, but I know that because they're my favorite size elements and they're more generic icons, I know that I'm going to want to reach for them each layout. So I'm trying to not use them up completely this early in the process. So every time I'm pulling out these sheets of die cuts, which again is 3 full packs of die cuts, every time I pull them out, I am not only thinking about the layout that I'm working on now, I'm thinking ahead in the sense of identifying those pieces that I keep skipping over and trying to ask myself, why am I skipping them over? Sometimes it's because I have a specific idea of how I want to use them and that doesn't correlate to my current layout, or I am stumped. I am not sure how I want to use that, so it sort of just stays there until I can kind of come up with a plan of attack for that. And a lot of times while I'm working on a layout where I'm okay choosing things, I'm still thinking about those pieces that my brain has already identified as like a problem piece. And it's not to say that it's a problem or it's bad product or anything like that. It's my go-to. It's not a normal go-to. It's not my specific style. So those kind of marinate in my brain for a little bit while I'm doing stuff like this, where I'm putting letter stickers down, I'm stitching, I'm doing stuff that I'm not making decisions on. I'm not using like that part of my brain. I am trying to think ahead of how to use that product. And a lot of times once I figure out how to use it, then I kind of have to go backwards in the process to figure out, okay, what kind of photos would work with that? Or do I want to try to find a sketch? Do I want to kind of try to do my own thing? And that is one reason why a lot of times with creating the collections, I try to sit down and do multiple layouts at the same time, because the little tiny engine in my brain is starting to get warmed up. I'm starting to think ahead, and I would rather kind of keep that momentum going. So all that to say that I am definitely pushing hard to get back into creative collections and to get it done. This was supposed to be spread out throughout the entire year. Lisa was so patient and so kind to kind of halt her process while I was dealing with some opportunities and whatnot. And I thank her for that. So I am kind of carving out time. I'm working ahead on some things so that I can dedicate enough time to sort of push through and hopefully get this kit. I don't want to say that I can get it done by the end of the year, but I definitely want to at least get to a point where I've got a thick chunk of layouts done. I've got a good portion of the kit used up. And maybe at the end of the year, I'll decide, okay, I'm done, or carry it over into the next year. But only time will tell. And pretty much I've learned, like I said, from the previous volumes of this challenge to not make any promises to myself, because kits that I wasn't super excited to start with, I ended up with 20 plus layouts. Ones that I thought I was going to love, I stalled around like 15. So there's no real telling until I kind of get into the process and start knocking things out. So be on the lookout for a lot more of this content. Make sure to check the description box and go and watch Lisa's layout number 5 video. I'm kind of excited to see what product she was sort of focused on with her 5th layout. I'm excited to kind of see what she's got left of her kit. With this being layout number 5, the next video for this series is going to be a layout share and a kit content share. I try to do them every like 5 to 6-ish layouts so you guys can see what product is being used up and how the layouts all coordinate but are also different. So here are my finished photos and the details. You can see where I was covering up those cards and stuff. As always, I appreciate the time you guys spend with me. Leave me any comments or questions you have down below. And if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe. And I'm going to leave you guys here with some more suggestions to check out over on my channel. And until then, I'll catch you later. Bye.